Hello and welcome to Real Talk. I am your host, Paul Britton. Today, we are going to be talking about the Comedy-Zombie-Palooza of 2025, where basically every Generation X and Millennial person who liked going to see comedies in the 80s and 90s is realizing that, oh my God, they're making retreads of movies that I used to love and what's going on. So last weekend, not this past weekend, the weekend before, Happy Gilmore 2 became the most downloaded movie, most watched movie on the Netflix platform ever. And then, to add to the fun, the weekend after that, this past weekend, Naked Gun, the Naked Gun, a reboot of the classic, Abrams Zucker film starring uh, Leslie Nielsen. It came out, and so yeah, I had to combine the two and do a single pod about both of those movies. Obviously, duh. Um, and I cannot underestimate not understate the importance of these two movies to Gen X millennial people. It's impossible because one of these two movies or a direct relative of one of these two movies, where a direct relative of like Naked Gun would be Airplane, and a direct relative of Happy Gilmore would be like the Water Boy or Billy Madison. Um, Realizing Adam Sandler's production company is called Happy Madison. I feel okay calling those two movies related. Like those movies are in one of those movies is in your top 5 all time comedies, for pre 2000. Like, just has to be. And if you're a Gen X or millennial and you say, oh no, I didn't really like either one of them, you probably didn't really care for comedy movies all that much. You were into other things, which is fine. That's fine. But Naked Gun and Happy Gilmore are just, all-time classics. And so I'm going to start with the theatrical release, as I often do. And the Naked Gun is, it stars Liam Neeson now taking the role as Frank Drebin Jr., son of Leslie Nielsen. It's Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson. Boom, did it. Okay. And basically, the important thing with Naked Gun is that the the Frank Drebin character just can't know that he's being funny. Like, there absolutely nothing he does should ever be done with the idea of playing it as a joke, you know. And Liam Neeson in that regard is such an inspired and wonderful choice. Just because he is, through much like Leslie Nielsen, the first half of his career was really straightforward and straight up. He was, Rob Roy and all these just serious movie after serious movie. And then, and then he came and did Taken, and that's like, oh, okay, cool. He's an action star, but still serious, and to see him in this role, it was just like, okay, okay, I'm ready. And then taking the Priscilla Presley role as the sort of the femme fatale, we'll call her, but not really the femme fatale, but just like the female interest in the noir that these movies are spoofing. The female interest this time around is played by Pamela Anderson. And man, I'm gonna like, in both of these movies, Naked Gun and Happy Gilmore, there is a third or fourth or second, third, like somebody other than the main character. It like just absolutely like just takes control of the movie at times and makes it awesome. And that's Pamela Anderson in this movie. In this movie, Pamela Anderson is just unbelievable. I want a sequel to this just because I wanna see Pamela Anderson do this type of role again. I am dying to see what they do with her character because she just was 100% all in. They said to her, "Hey, here you go. Here's the role. What do you say?" And she said, "Okay, why not? You know, let's do this." And she did it. And uh god damn, she just 100% nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Um the other thing about the Naked Gun movies, and the airplane movies also, this the Zucker Abrams movies, uh, is that they're just it's 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 death by a thousand jokes. Like they just they are throwing joke after joke after joke at you. They really don't want you to catch every joke, and they really don't care if you laugh at every joke because if you catch, 3 out of 4 of the jokes and you laugh at half of those, that's fine because that means you're going to be laughing the whole time because it's just joke after joke after joke. And I got to say I felt like those were the numbers that they hit at, and like I was totally fine with that. Like I, you know, if you ask me, okay, which would you rather watch right now, the original Naked Gun or this Naked Gun? I'm gonna pick the original, no doubt, no doubt. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that not retreads or anything, but certainly reminiscent of the first movie. And and there are things that maybe fall a little short of being super hilarious. There, I went with my brother, and we did not have an Austin Powers moment where when we went and saw Austin Powers in the theater together, like we were dying laughing, literally. But both of us were laughing throughout the movie. I would laugh at some things, he would laugh at other things, and it was we enjoyed ourselves throughout. Linus went as well. He doesn't laugh out loud as quite the same way that my brother and I do, but he said he enjoyed it too. And that's what you want. Like you just want to you're not here for any greater purpose, and you're here for the jokes, and they deliver on the jokes. And yeah, guess what? The trailer had a ton of jokes. Those weren't all the jokes. The trailer had a ton of jokes. Those weren't all the best jokes. The trailer just happened to show a bunch of the good jokes, and they did not show Big Jim Slade, which is not from Airplane nor Naked Gun. I just have to bring this up because honestly, Big Jim Slade from Kentucky Fried Movie is one of the funniest fucking things ever in a movie ever. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide that again. But yeah, so just like it worked. They had an assignment. They knew the assignment. They did the assignment. And I but okay, so I was saying, if I were asked to, watch Naked Gun, first one or this Naked Gun, which one I'm watching? I'm watching the original. If I had to pick between Naked Gun 2.5 or this one, I'm probably gonna pick this one again. Like Naked Gun 2.5 literally is a bunch of the first movie jokes all over again, and then like some newer stuff. And Leslie Nielsen was a little too in on the joke on the second one, whereas this time, like it. So that's where Naked Gun lands for me. Naked Gun 33 and a third, not a good, not funny, not good. I'm not going to do my ratings just yet because I actually want to do both movies. I'm going to talk about both movies and then I'll do my ratings on both movies afterwards because, again, it's comedy. It's Gen X millennial Comedy-Zombie-Palooza. So Happy Gilmore 2. So first of all, I was a little older when Happy Gilmore originally came out. If you asked me, hey, were you more of a Abrams Zucker Abrams person or an Adam Sandler person? 100% Abrams Zucker Abrams. Like I am OG Abrams Zucker Abrams person. Okay, like again, Kentucky Fried Movie.